variations on one thing. Is that Brandon Graham, after that interview, told our Tim McManus that he took his comments too far. He then called into Philadelphia talk radio station WIP to apologize again this morning, for whatever it's worth.
Yeah.
That said,
he's a great guy.
It's very tough to put that toothpaste back in the tube, especially in that kind of media market. So what did that say to you, Jeffrey?
I mean, two things. Well, let's be honest, just stop there. And I don't know the whole story, but stop there, right? Two full stops. God love him, but you did not help. He gassed the fire. The whole passing thing that A.J. Brown said, the frustration. But here's the problem. All receivers, and I say this, I don't say this despairingly. Like A.J. Brown's a great receiver. They want catches. They want touches. They want the ball, right? They want those things. And when you don't get it, it's frustrating. So there is truth to that. And are they going to have a game where he is the guy that goes for 130? Absolutely, they'll have it. But if you can win by running the football with Saquon Barkley and running it 40-plus times, you're low risk, high reward. Every coordinator and head coach in the league signs up for that today. Like, that is a style that everybody wants to try to replicate. And when you're doing it and winning 9 in a row, you're not changing that plan. I don't care how good the receivers are. Right. And it's frustrating, but it's factual.
But when you do throw the ball, you need to be successful at it. And I'll defend receivers in this way. Is we often frame them as selfish because they want the ball. But that's the only way they can impact the game.
Yeah.
So, like, they want to help. If you are an all-pro level receiver, which A.J. Brown is, and week in and week out, you feel like you are not being put in a position to help the team, you're going to be frustrated. And honestly, I get that it's tough to listen to after a win, but that speaks highly of a team. Is like, even after a win, we want to get better because we recognize that we aren't good enough. And the way that he did it, you could argue against. But if we go into a locker room and there's a tackle who's like, we won, but I wish that I protected better, we would all applaud that. Yeah. A.J. Brown is like, we won, but I wish that I could have.
That's not
what he said. That's
what I heard. No, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
The way you just framed it was, if the tackle played bad and said, I didn't play good. He didn't say, I didn't play good. He said passing. So that's not
only
pointing
one
at
guy
himself.
Does the passing.
Yeah, he ain't a passer, but he's a catcher.
Hold on.
No, you're trying to
Jeff, let's just be honest. Is he wrong?
No.
Okay, then.
But you say that in-house. You know that, and I know that.
No, you don't say it at Chickies and Pete's.
Camera's
rolling.
Hey, you got to say it at Chicky and Pete's.
To be clear,
crab fries coming.
Brandon Graham said it at Chickies and Pete's. A.J. Brown said it in the locker room. But the point remains that here's what we're really getting to. Is that this wasn't said after a win.
Right.
This was said after their 9th straight win.
Yeah.
So if there's one game in which you don't catch the ball a lot, that's one thing. This obviously, he wouldn't have that kind of body language. He wasn't saying, man, we won, I'm delighted, but I sure wish I caught the ball a few more times, or this feels like something we need to work on. Yeah. The body language and the facial expression did not look like that.
These guys are talking about, like, what made the crater, right? Like, that's over. The crater is there. Like, how do the Eagles now get around the crater? That's my question, right? This is a team that plays in Philadelphia where stuff like this never goes away, right? People can still say, for who, for what in Philadelphia, and they know who said that, Ricky. And they know why, right? They play for a team that this time last year was completely collapsing internally after a 10-1 start, and all year there have been questions about, could that happen again? It looked like they were answering those questions in a good way, and now you start to they can do it. Like, they're good players, they're good coaches, like, they can manage this. But I think the story of their season now becomes, how do you recover from this? How do you manage this in your locker room?
The distraction portion of this is problematic, and here's why. Because people like Dan and people like Philly fans, if something goes bad, it's going to go really bad really quickly. That is when you create distraction unnecessarily, which is what A.J. Brown did. That's the problem, because now they're not happy in their locker room. They have issue in their locker room. That's what you don't want to happen, because people like Dan gonna be pit bulls on that thing.
The definition of distraction has gotten really broad. It's not a distraction if you're talking about getting better at passing. They're not distracting from offense. I know. I'm talking to Jeff, not you, Dan. I'm saying that this is not a distraction. What A.J. Brown is pointing out, maybe you don't like the way he's pointing out something that's true, is that they need to get better at this.
Who do you think? But do you think the coaches don't know that? Do you think anybody in that locker room don't know that?
No.
So there's no reason to make it public. It's in the locker room. You handle it.
We're still talking about two different things. You guys are talking about how to fix the Eagles' offense.
You're
I'm
talking about how to address
is there
the
a
Crater.
fractured relationship that Brandon Graham's spilling on Chickies and Pete's?
It sounded, I can't put myself in A.J. Brown's head, but we played this sound and we talked about it at length. It sounded like he was criticizing his quarterback. Frankly, there was almost no other way to interpret his comments. So now, you are the oft criticized Nick Sirianni. And everyone talks about, well, what exactly is his job? This is his job. He's got to get those two guys into a room,
For sure.
and they cannot emerge from that room until all is right?
In all fairness, he backed Hurts. I mean, he said, hey, we won 9 games because of Hurts as well. And he didn't mix words. And I think to his credit, he'll make sure those two guys, and I'm pretty sure, isn't A.J. Brown like the godfather of Hurts or something to that effect? Like, they are close. Like, he and Hurts were close. They have a good relationship. And we all go through this. I just want everybody to know, in locker rooms through a 17-week season, we all get frustrated. I would get frustrated with guards, with tackles. We get snippy with each other. We say things. We go weeks where we don't really want to talk to each other, literally. And we still go play to go win the game. That's all that matters, is going to win. That's the problem.
What would have happened if somebody asked you what was wrong with the offense and you said passing? What would have happened?
Archie would have called me and been upset.
Archie would have called you.
I don't ever want to upset Archie.
But it is a serious question. But I mean, I think the question is a good one, which is, like, this feels like something that needs to be dealt with. Did you ever have, and it's one thing for you and some of your teammates to have some, this has spilled out, right?
Yeah.
This was, and so
Cowboys-esque.
you have to deal with that, right?
Yeah. No, and we had in Indy, we've had situations that way where we were at each other and the frustration was boiling over, and people would find out about it. They'd have discussions about it. But at the end of the day, as long as AJ puts wins above personal accolades, and he continues to play hard because he's playing hard.
Oh yeah,
like that is not going. That part matters.
By the way, they played great defense this week. They played Pittsburgh, so this is going to be very interesting to watch. Wait, we have to set aside a moment.
Yeah.
We have to have a moment.
Yeah.
And this moment is for you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a day of celebration for Graziano. Tell everybody why.
The Eagles did win that game, and the Cowboys lost their game. And what that means is the Cowboys can no longer win the NFC East, which means that for the 20th season in a row, 20 years, there has not been a repeat NFC East champion. The good news for the Cowboys is that they can win it next year.
Wow. They are likely to.
20 years. I thought it was a cause for celebration. I know how excited you guys get when we talk about
really
that streak.
do. Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure we
Graziano loves that
He
streak.
loves that. That's his favorite streak in the NFL.
So we're not allowed.
20 years.
It's impressive.
So Pineapple Jack has informed us, by the way, that we cannot set fire to the candle.
Yeah, but
Which is such a
think about
downer.
this. Like the last week he forgot the pancakes. This week he ordered extra.
Yeah.
Man, what's really going to happen if we light some candles?
Well, I've said this
We don't wanna
many
know.
times. Legal doesn't have a sense of humor. So we're not. Let the record show.
Get a Pineapple Jack.
The candles are going unlit. But congratulations.
Welcome to John Crowder's show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm back again with another sports show, joining you live from a spot here in the Battery, Atlanta, Georgia. If you ever get time, come check us out. Want to make sure you understand that if you want to see some of the most up-to-date clips, shows, Stephen A. Smith, First Take, Pat McAfee, go ahead and tune in. Every day we're dropping clips and even live shows. So take the time to go ahead, like, subscribe, and even share this content. We're going to be pushing out a lot of content to you free. And also we're going to be giving away live tickets to sporting events. And we'll be live on set at the NCAA Championship, the Final Four. And also we'll be live at the Super Bowl this year. So if you want to win free tickets, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned. Put the alert bell on. We're going to keep you up to date with NFL, MLB, soccer, baseball, hockey, all sports, and even giving you free picks on parlays that we hit very often. So go ahead and stay locked in, because if you blink, you'll miss it. Again, I'm John Crowder, and thanks for tuning in. What are some of the most iconic sports for you as far as moments? One of the most iconic sports moments for me was definitely when the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. Even though I'm a Falcons fan, it was heartbreaking, but it was definitely memorable. So that was one of the most memorable, ugliest moments for me as a sports fan. Go ahead and drop in the chat what your most memorable moment in sports was, and we'll be sure to comment and respond to that. One other thing, we definitely want to let you know that we do have sports picks, and we will be putting them in the chat. Our sports picks come with a lot of knowledge, a lot of historical data, and just a lot of professionalism. So if you want to start hitting some of those bets, make sure you follow our picks, and we'd definitely like to help you out on that. All right, this channel is completely free. We don't have any sponsors, so make sure you like, subscribe, and share this to get more content like this and to help us put out more content. Again, I'm John Crowder, and I'm joining you live from the Battery in Atlanta. Stay tuned for more episodes, more shows, and more content.